We are into session 22. Let's see if I can fire us up here. There we go, session 22. Again, and here we go. The party had an enlightening conversation with the Oracle. Despite concerns from Hattie as to the wisdom of blindly trusting the elderly woman, Garrett's endorsement won the group over. To their surprise, Jadzi revealed she'd been informed on the assassination attempt on her life by the Prismari founder dragon Galazeth. She seemed to be taking the news in stride and continued to answer questions. To the group's surprise, she revealed that she also had a temporal exclusion tattoo. While the party's tattoos are intact, they're not currently active. Jadzi's is. Jadzi shared a memory about an introduction with Geordie Knackles at her inauguration as Oracle 50 years ago. In the memory, however, Geordie looked the same age as when he joined the party as a freshman at freshman orientation just a few weeks ago. Her conclusion is that Geordie must be the one affecting time and revealed that this is actually the fourth iteration of this present moment. The only possibility is that the past is being changed and thus the present time is being modified from its original version. Other than her, using the power of her tattoo, no one would notice the difference, save for her and presumably Geordie himself. She revealed that former iterations did not include the assassination of Kalnan Singhors, for example. Jadzi's preserved memories showed her at Kalnan's bedside before his natural death. However, in this most recent timeline, he'd been assassinated and the history books were none the wiser. She revealed that in this most recent timeline, the Oracle before Kalnan, an elf from Lorehold named Kalema, also had experienced an assassination attempt, something that hadn't happened in prior times. The conversation turned to other topics, including the founder dragons. Hattie and Delta's suspicions about the intentions and actions of Beladros came up. A picture of Jadzi with the founders on the day of her inauguration showed a less than pleased Shadrix and a stone-faced Beladros. Jadzi confirmed what the party had learned through previous research. No Oracle has ever been selected from Witherbloom campus, and Jadzi suspects Beladros may be harboring some long-term resentment. Jadzi shared that she's visited past oracles in their archaic form on occasion. Kalnan Singhorn's archaic lives on the astral plane, the site of his untimely death. Jadzi shared very little knowledge of the Demigoth Titan, and at least in other timelines, nothing catastrophic had happened up to the current moment. She did reveal some strong concerns about its presence and what it's likely to do if it reaches civilization. When questioned about the Te Video, the legendary item gifted to Galazeth, a compass that has the magical power to locate any creature in the known universe, she revealed two pieces of information. One, Gal normally kept the Te Video in the possession of the plasmoids in the ethereal plane behind Prismari campus. Two, in Timeline 3, the Te Video was discovered at the scene of Kalnan's assassination in the year 2800. It had apparently been used to find him, but was left behind when the attempt nearly failed. Presumably, Geordie made a hasty exit. It has not been seen since. As the party pressed further into Jadzi's personal agenda and plan, she questioned Garrett's intentions for audio recording their gathering for a second time. At the group's confusion, she revealed a mechanical spider, one that Garrett realized belonged to Sirs. To their horror, it began to dawn on the party that everything discussed had been sent to Sirs, who now knows all that they know. They smashed the item and began a hasty retreat to game plan their next moves. The Oracle agreed to go into hiding, but would take their call if they reached back out. She left them with two recommendations. One, save and protect Pelanistra if possible. She's a trustworthy ally and likely knows more than almost anyone besides this group. Two, ask Dean Bektis of Lorehold, the Sphinx, remaining questions about how time magic works. Party made their way safely back to campus and immediately gathered in Garrett's dive bar turned dungeon. Here the party debated a number of options. Consult with Bektis, rescue the Chancellor, both to keep the peace and to restore Ovi from his debilitating curse, rescue Bracken, and find the Te Video before the Auric. MacGruber's dodgy behavior and vague answers finally aroused the suspicions of the group, and through a few missteps, MacGruber revealed his association with the Auric and the power of his tattoo, which will kill and scar him if he breaks the term of his agreement. MacGruber was left with disfiguring scars when he spoke of Geordi being a part of the Auric and confirming some vague details that the Auric's plan is to secure the Tevideo from the ethereal plane during the Prismari school event in a few weeks. He's attempting to cover his new disfiguring scars with illusion magic. Only a few days remain until the Quandrix Expo, a school-wide event where Quandrix students, professors, and deans show off their scientific invention, discoveries, and accomplishments.
Okay,
Hi, Shelby.
I'm hearing this recap, and I'm hearing the suggestions that we got from the really smart person. I'm thinking we gotta go, kill Geordi or Sirs.
I don't know if we can kill Geordi. Maybe we've got to help Geordi before he turns evil, though. Would that be a thing?
What about the whole student thing?
Yeah, we can't. Yeah. Sirs. What are we gonna do with Sirs? Why couldn't he got in the car and they got trapped in the? It's too convenient. Sirs, and we can't forget.
Aren't we trying to get the Tevideo right now?
Yeah.
I think that's where we ended last time. Was we agreed that we should go do that, but
And I reiterate that I can't help pending dying.
Yeah.
can you help us in the if we're attacked? Could you heal us type of thing in the mission of this, or could you defend yourself?
I don't know.
I think you and your richness need to go confront Sirs. Because he, looks up to you, wants something from you.
I think that was, what's his name?
Mikas. Yeah, I think that's more.
Yeah, I don't remember Sirs meeting my parents.
Okay.
Oh, he did, but he just didn't look like Sirs.
Oh, yeah, he was, Garrett's
My
mom.
mom.
Oh, that's right.
Roger.
Garrett out here just bamboozling us left and right. Is Gareth the problem?
It seems like it, honestly, based on that last episode or session.
It's always so fun to pick
Based
on
on
someone who's agreeing
yesterday.
with you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I can try to help, but if I die, just don't be surprised, kind of thing.
We gotta avoid that.
I mean, thanks, appreciate it. Also trying to do that.
I don't want to be dramatic, but if you did die and your cloak brought you back, would you still have this curse?
I don't know if it's for the rest of your life thing.
Shouldn't you have asked that? I don't know. That seems like something you would ask during, the hazing part of all this.
I mean, next time you guys join a cult, let me know how that negotiation
We
goes.
would never fall
Was there
for that.
any paperwork you received for this that we could maybe take a
What are the
peek
legal
at? Or...
ramifications?
Is there a handbook for the cult or
Did you
something?
read before you signed?
I mean, if I told you about it, I would die, and that'd be fitting.
What's the Oryx policy on informed consent?
I'm not sure there is one.
Probably don't really care about that.
I don't know what their HR structure looks like.
Villains. What?
I feel like killing people right now might be a bit jumping the gun. I think we know that they're going after the Tevideo, and we also know who we can go talk to. So
Do we do the
Alright.
Tevideo and then go talk to Bectus about the timeline stuff?
Bectus seems like a good resource for the mind meld that is my brain when it comes to this timeline.
yeah, do we want to do that first or try to go get this Tevideo?
I think we go get the Tevideo. Aren't we already
Yeah,
here?
let's do it.
Sure.
Well, we do have to go to the whatever
Passively got
plane.
a long rest, I forgot.
Yes.
Because
Plasmoids
time has
on the
elapsed,
ethereal
right?
plane.
Well, not if you're going to go right now, because you came back and jumped into the dive bar to debrief. So if you're going to sleep, you can take a long rest. If you're going right now, then no.
I think we did that I think we all, because I already clocked.
That's what I thought. I thought y'all came back and were like, all right, we need to rest.
Yes.
Yeah, I think like last session ended the dive bar, and this is like another day.
Yes.
Okay. That sounds good. What I will say is we are getting late in the week. The Quandrix Expo is in a day or two. If we need to get more specific, we can do that. But you probably have time for one major adventure before we kind of hit the next major milestone in the school stuff. Because you've done 2 or 3 things.
Let's pretend that I don't know why I should care about the Quandrix Expo. Let's pretend that. Could someone tell me about it?
The Quandrix Expo is a major school event, and just like Mage Tower, it is kind of the big thing to do on campus. So every school gets the chance to showcase something that is unique to their school of magic. And it is usually really pushing the edges of what is capable, what magic is capable of. The Quandrix Expo in particular is very much about scientific advancement.
Like a mix between like a
the one
science
small
fair.
thing I'll tell you,
Like a science fair, but with like innovation.
right, you remember like in Iron Man, like the Expo, it is like cutting edge technology. You also could probably find some very cool magic items that you can afford at the Quandrix Expo. Not that I have a slide ready for that or anything,
You had
but
to confront Jordy.
You should have led with that. You got Hattie hook, line, and sinker on that.
One of my missions prior to this expo would be to make sure that Witherbloom isn't going to be something stupid, because I feel like we have a real PR issue. So I'd like to spend some time making sure it's not going to suck.
okay. Witherbloom is the last on the schedule, so it'll be after the Yuletide holiday and closer towards the end of the year. This is the first one, so you do have some time.
It's also maybe worth noting that
It was on the top shelf.
first major event was like orientation day, and the Oric did something, and the next big event was the football game or the Mage Tower, and something happened.
Football.
I mean, maybe that's a little too predictable, but it's worth noting.
Well,
I mean, we already know they're going to do something at the Prismari Festival, right?
Yeah, thanks to our second death situation. So,
I thought I did super great there, so that's my bad, guys.
yeah.
You really should have read the terms and conditions.
Yeah, it sounds like they're a sucker for just like gas.
Yeah.
If you want to know, the Quandrix Expo is first, and I'm gonna get some. I may get some of these out of order. Prismari is next, and it is something that has never happened before, called a dreamscape. Dean Galages is going to take the, including. He apparently has a way for elves and even Kalishtar to participate in this.
Really? Okay.
Cutting edge of magic. The Lorehold has an event called the Portraits of Memories. The Silver Quill is a masquerade, a ghost masquerade. So it's like a All Hallows Eve where all the ghosts in the graveyard come out and throw this massive party. And then Witherbloom has a hunt.
That's pretty cool.
It's not for like the gross, nasty cow with boils on their skin, right?
No, you don't hunt the deans.
I'm just saying, like, we're not doing something gross. Like a hunt
No, it's
sounds
like
cool.
a fox hunt. Like, it's everybody dresses to the nines and kind of gets bloodhounds out, and like everybody gets a chance to go and kind of brave the elements.
Okay, I just want there to be like a limited amount of pus involved.
Fair enough.
Because again, we have a PR problem. So, okay, great.
Okay. So the plan is to go there.
So let's walk to the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
Okay. At one point last session, y'all talked about doing this at nighttime. Does it matter what time of day it is to you? Are y'all doing anything on purpose?
I think let's stick to the plan that we made.
Nighttime.
I mean, as Garrett said, you guys are gonna slip through a literal wall.
Correct.
which is a weird thing to do if anyone saw you. So
I have like
nighttime sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
What sort of measures are we going to take to make sure we're not followed?
Me personally, I'll just like do one of these.
Yeah.
If you're a mechanical spider, you have to announce yourself. This is entrapment.
And it's like buddy up in strip search. Like, no one.
So is that why we're gonna do it at night then? So no one would see us really like disappear, I guess.
I can do a perception check, but that's...
And Garrett, what would be your plan for making sure that no one's following us?
How about I cast invisibility on myself?
Ooh.
On just yourself in a group of 6 people, now it's a group of 5 people. Good idea. Love that.
That's way less.
You said a plan for myself, and that's a plan for myself.
I'm pretty stealthy, so.
Yeah. I can...
I think you're being summoned.
What? Christ.
Please.
This fucking guy!
Yay.
Bish, I know. What are we gonna do with them?
Can we put him on the kill list?
How about at the end? Because our last 2 are off.
You guys have a kill list?
I'm going to turn it into a random Prismari female student.
Okay. Like disguise self?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be stealthy.
I can shrink someone. I'm already pretty small.
True.
Right now.
We just...
What, like 12, 18 inches tall? Something like that?
Apparently you can fit into people's pockets, as we learned back at the beginning.
Could I consensually enter someone's pocket?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Go inside a coat.
Do you have a messenger flag?
Can I go?
I mean, I do have a starlight cloak.
It's true.
Henry, can I pop in your pocket?
Absolutely.
I,
I'm assuming...
I'm gonna call you Polly Pocket.
Dun, dun, dun.
I can do invisibility at 3rd level and include a second person.
This fucking.
Can you make Indigo invisible and I can be in like her bag or something? Would that be acceptable to everyone?
When you're invisible, are all of your things invisible?
yes, anything you're carrying would be invisible.
No,
Okay.
it's just a floating object. It's a floating fairy.
Making sure.
Indigo, is this consensual?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Teamwork
Okay.
this time.
Okay, so invisible, disguised, hiding.
I think I'm just allowed to go there.
For good measure, can I just like draw a little mustache on myself?
Yes, you can. That's so perfect.
Why are you allowed to go there?
Just from the school.
Because he's part of the...
This is Garrett's school.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's fair. And if Garrett's invisible, I don't want to be just wandering around campus.
Was it just because you're a white guy with aviators?
me
Is
to-
that why you
do you
thought
want me
you
to
were just
train
allowed
you?
to be anywhere?
I guess I can do it. I'll stay. Should I stay out and then just invisible
No,
everyone else?
initially you
Shrink him.
two,
It is
and then
impossible
we can be
stealth off for me.
stealthy.
I would like to, I don't know if this is within the size of the spell, but disguise self as mayhem.
Okay. Do you have that spell?
I have disguise self,
Oh.
yeah.
You have disguised self. Perfect. You can be him or you can be anyone nondescript. Anything you want.
I'll go with mayhem.
All right. So, as you all don your disguises and invisibility, if I understand this right, there is mayhem and some anonymous Prismari girl walking the grounds. And mayhem
And
does go to
stealthy.
this school, so there's probably not any attention. It is also nighttime and there is not a lot of traffic out. As you go around the spire of Conjurat Hall, you find the bridge that you've been to a few times. Take a look around you. I'll tell you, at least with your perceptions, which are both fairly high, there does not appear to be anybody following you. Jump over the fence, slide your way down, and you come under the stone fence. The light darkens, and you find that single crease in the middle of the wall.
How long do we get to be invisible for?
It's like an hour.
It's an hour.
Okay, cool.
Would it help, since I'm not visible, to do something to get their attention and you all slip in, or is this a bad idea? I am a bit of a glass cannon.
Whose attention?
All of the the plasmoids that are swarming the tower ahead of us.
Y'all step through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can switch through.
Flip
You
that.
step through. Now Garrett and Garrett's the only one who's seen this, I guess, most recently. And what you notice is that the world has gone somewhat grayscale all around you. However, from the ethereal plane, you can still see everything that is going on in the material plane. You are kind of less than a ghost. However, you can see, you just cannot interact with anything on the material side of things. But as you come up from around from the edge of the bridge, you begin to see these kind of globulous beings that are kind of mulling around the grounds, and you see them stuck on the sides of the outside of Kondrat Hall.
Are those the plasmoids?
Yeah.
We need to go towards those, I guess.
Are we supposed to ask them for it?
No,
Think
I
so.
think no.
No.
Jimmy, can you remind us what Jodzi said about the plasmoids?
They're not
That-
intelligent.
Gal.
They're not intelligent. They do not have traditional sight. They have tremor sense, which I think might be a slight shift from what I said before. I think I said blind sight. They actually have tremor sense. So they're not reacting to, they're reacting to what they can feel happening around them.
Cool.
Ooh,
Really helpful for us to be
fairies.
invisible.
Well, this will be great for the fairies with your flight. So,
Throw them off.
I mean, they probably are going to have a harder time sensing them.
Okay, go get the Tevadeo.
Are we going to recognize the Tevadeo once we see it? Indigo, do you know what it looks like?
Do
It's
we
like a
think
compass.
do we think that Tevadeo is there?
Yes.
Yes.
Quite confident this is where it's at.
I have locate object.
Do you
That would be great.
Well, it looks like this.
Okay. So locate object.
Indigo's like a pretty good drawer, so
She just pulls out this pen, it looks like this, and it's this masterpiece.
Have you ever heard of
Very well
dictionary?
shaded.
But that's
You would be
considered
wonderful.
familiar to me. Or can I?
Use it. Why don't you make I'll let you make either an intelligence or a dexterity roll to see how well you...
Me?
No, Indigo.
Okay.
Because if you can see what she draws... let's see, you've done all the research on it, right?
Mhm.
Make a dexterity check. See how well you draw a picture of the Tevadeo.
Big bucks, no wages.
17.
17. All right. I'll say that you have a pretty good idea, so you're familiar with it.
Okay. So I sense the direction of the object's location as long as the object is within 1,000 feet of me.
Okay. You are probably 50 feet from the base of Kondrat Hall.
Okay.
Kondrat Hall is probably...
1,000 feet tall. No.
No, let's see. What's a story's 10 feet?
1,005 feet.
Right? Is that about right? Story's about 10 feet. I'm going to say it's 15 feet. 15 stories. 10 stories tall.
100 feet.
So 100 feet, 100 feet. And your range is 1,000?
Or the spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close, which I haven't. So
Okay. Familiar to you. So what does it look like when you cast this spell? How does your magic look?
I draw it with my hands. So
Okay.
I copy her drawing, and
Okay.
it's just like a little glowing orb. It's nothing fancy. And then when I complete drawing it, I whoosh, send it the direction I think it is, and then it tells me.
Okay. So let's go with the visual of that.
Okay.
You see it basically orbiting your head as it's trying, almost like a sonar, trying
Like
to
a
go
compass.
off.
Okay.
This stays up for 10 minutes,
minutes,
doesn't it? You get no reading.
It, might be hidden. It might not be here. It might be this
Is it
area
like
that has-
shielded by something magical barrier?
I mean, that would make sense for them to do that. If
Can I
people
do
are-
an Arcana check? So, to
would
sense
be
a
me.
magical barrier.
You can make an Arcana check.
23.
23 is pretty good.
I know
There
what I-
are ways to magically conceal the presence of an item. This is a second level spell, right?
We are confident, though, it's in this building, though, right?
No.
Not
It's just-
anymore.
Where it is in this building?
I'm pretty confident it's here. Because if I
Because
were a
that's what
dragon...
things are guarding, right? These
Right.
plasmas are protecting this building, so
Johnson
clearly
said-
there's something valuable in
Yeah,
it.
this is the only known location of it.
Thank you.
That plus the fact that this one here can't help us to do this thing, I feel like it's here. Maybe
Yeah,
those
if
are the
I
wrong
start,
reasons.
if I start helping you and don't die,
Oh, that's true. If
I
you
mean,
start,
I'm not really trying to use
I know,
myself
that's
like
true.
that, but
I say
Okay.
we
Let's
try to
keep
get as close
looking.
as we can, see what happens.
Anybody
Do we
going to
know
the
that
hall?
plasmoids are hostile creatures?
I'm sure they
I would
will
assume
be.
so.
I think
If
I've said
they're-
in the past they're armed.
Yeah.
Yes, they just have like weapons adhered to their orbs.
And they have just like these little, what do they call them? Pseudopods
Yeah.
that are like grasping crossbows and swords and...
So should we just have like the flyers go and check this out?
I think this would be bad to split up the party, and I also think this is going to be a bad situation to try to just run through. So
I think we should try to be sneaky about it, right?
I do think we should be sneaky as best possible, but try to stay as close together as we can, is my vote.
I do have quite stealth.
And I'm going to
I have
pat
a fairy in my pocket.
Garrett on the shoulder and just say,
Consensually.
be sneaky as fuck, boy. Sneaky as fuck. And you have advantage on stealth checks for the next hour.
That is kind of what I do is stealth stuff, so.
Okay.
Indigo. You have something to say.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
I'm clearly the stealthy one of this group.
I'm pretty sure the
Mr.
spider on your
Charisma.
shoulder was the stealthy one of the group.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Can't out stealth.
Okay. Can we
I mean,
stealth?
if we follow Indigo's lead, like,
Yeah, we definitely follow.
tiptoe our
Yeah.
way towards the door.
You've said before that, like, okay, that was not a good roll. I had a 14.
All right, so is everyone going?
Yeah.
If everyone's
Or-
going, everyone makes a stealth check.
Okay.
And we do basically group stealth checks for how you move.
Yeah.
Now, on the screen, you will see the path to the front door of Conjurite Hall. The black circle is the base of the spire, and the plasmoids on the inside of that are basically hanging on the outside of the spire all the way up.
If Indigo and Hattie aren't touching the ground, though, do they have to make stealth checks?
How are you not touching the ground?
We're carrying them, aren't we?
No, they're flying.
Well, Hattie and Delta can fly. You do
Yeah.
not. Yeah, you don't need to make a stealth
Or
check.
not Indigo, sorry.
Yeah.
Delta.
Dang.
Well, you're still. Well, I don't know.
Is it their tremor sensing,
Your
right?
DC would be very, very low. We'll put it that way.
Your wings aren't generating enough.
I rolled a
information.
19.
And I rolled a natural
Oh,
20.
y'all two killed it, which I think is very appropriate. And just for D&D lore, fairy flight is magical. It's not physical. So what is keeping you aloft? Your wings are decorative, according to...
Beautiful.
So you don't technically need them. The magic is moving you around.
Cool.
Noted.
I didn't.
I got a dirty 20.
It was fun. I say that because it's not written in your character description, but it is written in the books. So
Mayhem
12?
McGruber is not stealthing with the group. He's worried that approaching the tower is a murder, so...
For
Okay.
himself.
So you're gonna stay under the
Yeah.
bridge.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be inside the ethereal plane, but
Okay.
that is as
Like
far
keeping-
as I'm going.
Okay.
16.
16. Brian, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
I'm bringing you guys down. I got a 14.
14. All
I
right.
think the average right now is like 18.
So as you are walking, their perception was very, very low. You are able to kind of go single file the three of you that are walking. Who's in front?
Me.
I think Indigo.
All right. Indigo's up front.
Garrett's.
Garrett. The fairies are flanking. So Obi's in the back. Does that feel right? So as you make your stealthy way around, tell me your strategy in walking. Are you trying to stay away from them, or are you just trying? Like, what's your general plan of attack?
Kind of like slow movements, light foot, if you would.
Very Dune-esque, right? We're like sliding our feet on the sand as we
Okay. Sounds good.
revert.
You are able to make it to the door of Conjurat Hall without inciting any reaction towards you. As you enter the... Let's see.
Good job, guys.
As you enter the hall, this is going to be a loose comparison here. You and the black part are basically going to be the different levels of Conjurat Hall. I only did like 4 of them, so I didn't do 15. You basically have to go around and then up the staircase, and then we'll reveal kind of the second. So you'll see there are plasmoids on the inside kind of milling around. And as you come in, you're on the ethereal plane. You see, this is kind of an atrium here in the middle. You see some students that are up and about, some of the more night-prone, nocturnal-ish students. They have some of them walk right through you. Some of them are studying. You are able to see them in kind of a grayscale in the real world. They have no sense of you, but you are able to observe them.
Creepy.
How can we tell which ones are actually here and which ones aren't?
The ones-
Are we grayscale?
You are not. You are still
Okay.
your own, but everything around you you've kind of lost some of your vibrancy in just the color. But you can clearly tell, it's almost like looking through a screen. So you can see who's next to you and know and touch them, whereas the people out there are, it's obvious. We'll put it that way.
Are these fires really here?
Yes, because it's a map, and why not?
But the plasmoids are more real than the others because they're also.
They are also here.
Okay.
They are also somewhat blocking your path. To get by them, if you would have to get within 5 feet.
Okay. Okay.
I wonder
I
if
turn
any
to
of
the group
us-
and be like, hey, not to be that guy, but are we concerned that Mayhem / McGruber is decided to stay out there? Like, is he doing something out there?
Maybe, but now it's not. We can't be in 2 places at once.
But it could also mean that we're close, and so he can't come with us because we're too close, and he's not allowed to get close to it.
That's what
Or
I
he
thought.
knows we're going the wrong way and he's going to go the right way?
He's allowed to help, but you don't trust him. Okay, the guy that had the spider on him doesn't trust a different guy.
Okay.
Right
I'm not saying
here.
I don't trust him. I'm just saying I don't trust anything at this point.
Oh, wait. Focus. Just
Okay, sorry.
Can I acrobat around these?
You can.
Are Hattie and I just flying over them?
Yeah. The central atrium goes all the way to the pinnacle.
Okay.
So
27.
everyone else is going to have to kind of do the staircase around. All right.
I only did a
Yep.
14.
14
I got a
stealth.
27.
to stealth around them. Brian, what's your strategy?
Can I do like a general investigation to see if there are valuables along the way?
You can.
Love this
I don't
movie,
actually
Gary.
need you to roll that.
Great.
On this side, the ethereal plane itself, there is nothing visible. There's not even any place to really hide anything. Walls are not see-through, so it's not like you have X-ray vision. So you do have to kind of go, but like doors don't impede you. Like you can kind of, you kind of go through walls, basically. Like things are not really in your way, but they do block your sight. But you have nothing you have seen really has given any evidence that there is anything real that you've encountered to date.
But
Well,
Are you
that's
out
what
here
you're
trying to
concerned
loot?
with.
I mean, I'm not going to pass it up if it's just sitting right there.
What's your strategy to get around the plasmoids?
The plasmoids? Oh, those are plasmoids. I'm going to be
What's
sneaky.
sneaking?
Yeah, I'm invisible. I'm just going to sneak around them.
Okay. Make a stealth roll then for me.
They can kill
Okay.
you.
Which you have advantage on.
I don't need it. I rolled a 19 plus 5.
Beautiful. As you kind of parkour off around one and kind of start jumping around them, swinging around, staying kind of giving them a wide berth, I imagine you're trying to follow, just not nearly as kind of adept at this. Garrett, though, as you are walking by, you do not draw any attention from them with the roll that you had. You were able to shuffle by them with a 24 without being seen. I'm going to say that you all make it, the three of you. I'm assuming y'all are just kind of flying in the spiral to stay together.
Yes.
All right. Then we're going to move up to level 2 here. I need y'all to roll again, and let's get through the second level of this.
Hattie and I are good.
Unless y'all are getting down to walk on the ground,
23.
y'all don't really need to do anything. Y'all can...
Okay.
You're like
Huh?
the
23.
Willy Wonka when they drink the physic lifting drink, just going straight up, baby.
You're
22.
I'm just gonna like
22.
I'm sorry, I was checking one other thing. Okay, I'm gonna
They're
have to
just like
listen again.
impatient.
Is my locate object still up?
Damn it.
Then it's not doing anything?
10.
10. As you get near one of these, it is going to reach out and it is going to hit you with a pseudopod. With a 17 to hit.
I think I'm gonna use my reaction to cast shields.
Okay.
Oh damn it! I didn't prepare that, so I'm gonna have to take it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'll take it. It's fine.
You're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage
Okay.
and 4 points of acid damage. Are you wearing metal armor by any chance? Okay.
No. 4 points and 4 points. Okay.
And I'll need you to make another stealth check to see what it looks like for you to continue around. Or acrobatics, however you wanted to play that.
I'm gonna do neither because my confidence is waning, and I'm going to shoot out my songbirds from
Okay.
the coat. And they
You're
can
going to go
fly.
up or around?
I'm gonna have them go 30 feet up as much as possible.
Great. I'm going to say you are, I'm going to give you 2 levels for that.
oh,
Okay.
So here, we're going to get we'll zoom in a little bit. So we are, let's see, where's Obi? Obi's going to appear here.
Good grief.
Everybody else is kind of at the beginnings of this staircase. Here, Garrett, MacGruber's back. And y'all are just hanging with the crew. Is that the plan? Y'all are staying with them? Fairies?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm ahead of them now.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to be.
Go ahead.
I'm saying that's
Yeah.
as far as you could go.
And then I will hold all actions until they arrive.
Until they catch up.
Well,
All
then I'll
right.
probably just go ahead and zip on up there
Okay.
Okay.
and then wait for the group to get there.
okay,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Is Chessie with us?
I feel like for a sneaky thing, I would not have brought her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Chessie with MacGruber then?
MacGruber thinks
I
that's
think
a little
she's at
weird,
home.
but could you?
She's at home. All right.
Sit home.
Yeah.
Dang, we should have had her babysit MacGruber.
That dog tried to bite me. Do not like her.
Sentiment maintained.
Okay, I'll
All right. So next round, Garrett and Indigo. 12. Was that a natural 1?
Natural 2.
Natural 2. it's going to take a swing at you. Oh, that's not good. 13 to hit?
Nope.
Okay.
17, is that good enough, Jimmy?
17 is going to make it by...
Okay.
What I will say is on a 17, like the first couple times you killed it. Like, not even close. 17, while you didn't really sense any threat, there was this minor perception that the one you got closer to than the other 2 times kind of backed away from you just a little bit. Like almost imperceptibly.
Oh, okay.
Backed away from you.
Away from me. Maybe because I'm Prismari.
I am the Prismari.
Why do you think?
now.
Why do you think? You look like you're really trying to do the spell.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Will you die if you say something?
No, I just don't know what that means, and
Okay.
and I don't think Opie even saw that, so I can't do anything. Okay.
All right, one more time. The 3 of you that are walking, some stealth checks
18.
or acrobatics, however you want to do it.
18.
18.
Does it move away from me?
How close do you want to get to it?
And I don't want to get.
You gonna?
I'm waiting.
Well, no, they've caught up to you.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
That did not buy you enough time.
It did not.
So that lets you basically
10 again.
go up to 10 again.
Wow.
That was the roll of 5 plus 3 is 8, so they did not reach out to you.
Just barely. Not doing great, guys.
Brian, what'd you get?
I'm trying to decide whether I should use my Tides of Chaos for advantage or if I should actually test this theory.
Wait, doesn't he already have it?
You already have advantage.
From
On
Opie
all of
gave you
them?
magical
Oh, I thought we
stealth
just used it
advantage for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh,
An
okay.
hour.
Oh, an hour. Sorry. What's
3
wow.
hours.
Oh, well, okay. Then that's a 23.
Oh, that's right. What'd you get?
23.
23. What'd you get?
Is that a different one from the one I just rolled?
Sorry, what was the one you just rolled?
18.
18 is fine. All right, you all make it to the top. There is a normally on the material plane, this is an observatory. So you're in this very small room, almost like kind of a Statue of Liberty style, but it's perfectly round, and it's like windows in a full 360. In the material plane, it's an open space. In the ethereal plane, and looking very, very real, is a pedestal with a box on it.
Yep.
This is tightly surrounded by plasmoids. So the box would be kind of right here in the middle. These things are really moving kind of all over each other. They are not on top of it. They are kind of around it like a donut, though.
I'm going to tell the group that the thing that I sensed in that one of like, it kind of like moved away from me
Okay, I give
as
you
opposed to
permission
coming towards me.
inch
Do you guys have
towards
any
Yes.
ideas as to why that would be the
Getting
case?
pushed in the back.
Maybe.
What are you doing?
Maybe because you are like the heir to this dragon.
Like, do you think I can just like walk up and take it?
I think maybe inch up and see what happens.
Just, I got your back. I got healing spells prepared. Just be safe.
Okay. I'm going to just try to walk up towards it and grab it.
So as the rest of you kind of backs against the wall, trying to give as much space as possible between you and the plasmoids, Garrett, even in his invisible form, begins to slowly move towards the box in the middle of the room. You see 2 of the plasmoids. These seem more armed than the others. And potentially, if you could say this for plasmoids, maybe you're more alert. You actually see one of them throw out a plasmoid, and an inch from your invisible face, it stops and retracts. And you see it part the ways for you, leaving a path open to the box.
I turn around to the group and I'm just like, well, I'm invisible, I guess, so they can't see me.
You shoulder shrug, they have no idea. idea.
Right, I
he's
give like
looking at
a
the wrong
Jim to
direction.
camera look. I'm like,
How big is the box?
It's maybe 12 inches on each side.
can I generally roll just like an investigation to see if there's like a trap or like a?
Well
Like
done. Yep.
I'm looking
Go for
for
it.
like
Like
some
Indiana
type of
Jones.
thing to go off or alarm.
Do you have a trap disarm kit?
You guys are probably all sweating bullets as Invisible Garrett is doing a bunch, and you have no idea.
All right, I'm gonna burn. What I just read it. I have a skill set now because I'm a level high enough. What was it? There's a thing of like if I roll a natural 1, I can re-roll it.
You're a
Magical
halfling.
nugget.
You
Yeah,
can
have
always do
luck.
that.
Yeah, you have luck or whatever that is.
You're a halfling. You can always re-roll natural ones.
Right.
So do it.
That's what I did.
And then flip open all these rerolls
I rolled a
as well.
15. And let's see
15?
what- Hold on. I don't know what my investigation is. It's +0.
Okay. With a 15, it looks surprisingly simple. While the pedestal is kind of it's overly ornate
Yeah.
in the sense like it's gold and filigree, but it's just kind of a little gaudy and over the top. And you kind of just have this moment of like, oh, this is so gal. Like this is exactly
yeah.
what they would choose for this, right? But there do not appear to be runes. There does not appear to be tripwires. Does not appear to be anything that would stop you or harm you if you tried to open the box.
So this item is a compass, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to open the box and reach in and grab the compass.
As you open the box, you see this bed of kind of red velvet and this indentation of a globe. The box is empty.
Damn it.
MacGruber.
It's not here.
Yeah, but that's what I think.
Somebody's gotten it already then.
Is it fucking sirs?
Is there... Now I want to like investigate again to see if there are like clues as to
Great.
like is there a hair or a footprint or like any sign of someone
Make
else.
a
Like I'm going into detective mode now.
okay.
And we've
Can
been
I see that the box is open and empty?
I will announce it to the group.
Do 2 checks for me. Do an investigation check and a perception check.
Okay. Investigation was 12.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn a Tides of Chaos. 15 for perception.
15. It occurs to you as you're kind of looking around the box is really dusty. And there are no fingerprints. There's no smudges on it. The inside, even the cloth on the inside almost has a starched kind of quality to it. It's not soft and pliable like you would expect it to be. It's kind of hardened and stiff.
And it goes really discouraged.
Yeah.
Can I like... Is there like a secret compartment in this box? Like,
With that investigation check, nope.
When I see this from above,
Sure.
can I fly into the box
Sure.
and just do?
You find the same thing.
Nothing.
You pull it out. There's nothing underneath it. Again, the cloth, clearly when it was created, was this lavish, velvety, like it was kind of honoring to the power of this item. It looks untouched for
Somebody's got it already.
a long time.
Can I uninvisible myself?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to uninvisible myself.
We'll say
and-
too, you're in this place, like your locate object still has not pinged anything.
I'm going to, like, try to play the Prismari card and say to these plasmoids that are guarding,
Oh,
I am the heir of Gal, blah, 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 Prismari.
Got him.
My beloved ancestor. What's his name?
You know him. I know him. We all know him.
Come on.
You can't miss him.
Who I presume tasked you to protect this item. Who has come here and taken it?
can I fly over and guidance him?
All right,
can.
they can't talk. I
Make a
guess.
persuasion check.
Guidance.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
See what happens.
This is probably, they
The 17.
do not have a way to communicate back to you. So I don't know, the perception check, sorry, was that, trying to think that there's not really a way to succeed at this. They are mindless blobs that have somehow been programmed with this singular task to...
And fucking failed.
Clearly.
Narratively, can they just make like a nasty like slurping noise?
I think
To be
that's
worse than
appropriate.
Witherbloom.
Just to be more similar.
Just so I can record it and say.
This is
So
not
what's
a
in
language,
Prismari?
correct? Like they know no language, and it's just
Correct.
this is-
Guys, I don't know. I think it's gone. And I think I know who has it.
God,
It's
what?
probably Sirs.
You think he already?
But that
has
would have
it?
been, he would have gotten it a long time ago.
That's true. It does look like it's been taken a long time ago.
Did Jordy come and get this? In
And
like
by a long time
17
ago,
timelines?
I don't want to undersell this, like decades ago. Like this thing has not been touched in
So
decades.
it's another timeline.
Maybe even
Yeah.
hundreds of years, yeah.
So it was here, but something threw it off.
So where
Alright,
would
well,
it
let's
Is
get
that
out
how
of here.
Jordy's
know.
time travel? Is that like a thing?
I think we need answers about Jordy.
like he took this in a past timeline?
Is that what the Tevadea does?
Maybe he has all of them.
It allows you to locate a person.
Yeah, find somebody.
Does that mean you can
Like his
cross?
parents.
Like, can he cross timelines for that? I don't know.
I think he's an anomaly. Anomaly?
Nominally.
And he's definitely a
Monopoly.
not. Yeah, monopoly.
No,
I say we try getting out of here before things happen. And
Everyday Prius is one.
I think we need to go talk to Dean Vectis then about this whole timeline
Mhm.
magic.
question:
Yes.
is this an open tower that goes all the way to the floor?
Mhm.
Okay, then.
Are you
Obvious.
jumping?
Absolutely.
That is all.
15.
Do you have a way to
Oh yeah,
slow your fall?
I do.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I cast levitate on myself, and then realized I should have done that from the beginning, and just
Oh no! You totally could have just floated all the way.
You
down.
just earned your first this fucking guy.
Yeah. just kind of.
Garrett and Indigo, as you go down, you realize the plasmoids defer to Garrett anytime he is close. They don't offer Indigo the same consideration. As a matter of fact, behind you, there's a few times when Garrett kind of looks over his shoulder and kind of backs some off that you get a little too close to. But by and large, they do not offer any hostile action towards you as you make your way down and back out of the tower.
I think we should get out of the ethereal plane before our thing runs out.
Yeah.
See if it's within 1,000 feet of
Sure.
Mari.
Yeah.
As you make your way back, y'all reunite with MacGruber under the
Sup,
bridge.
dog?
We got it.
I would actually prefer if you didn't, because if I didn't know that, I might be able to help you.
We didn't get it.
Well, now I don't know, and I'm all fucked up about it.
Did anything weird happen out here while we were in there?
Oh, with these things?
Just in general, I
At
guess.
all?
Like, this is a strange place.
Oh, and the upside down? No. Totally normal stuff. Orbs just glogging around with shields and swords. Pretty quiet in here, honestly. A lot of time for reflection and just kind of the pickle I'm in. So,
Did you do anything weird while we were gone?
no.
Do you want to roll insight, Sean?
That would be weird. No.
You didn't?
I want to roll insight.
Guidance.
What's guidance?
1d4.
Me and Jimmy are going to troll record a one-shot, and it's just 60 minutes of silence of me outside the whole time you guys are in the tower.
He picks his
21.
nose at one point. Anyone that wants to, I will let you make a history check to recall some information from a past session, if you are
Yeah.
interested. But the DC's high, because I am expecting you to take some notes.
If it was in a session
I
that
will
was
guidance on
numbered,
myself.
it would be.
Yeah.
9.
Not high enough.
Okay.
What are we rolling, Jim?
History.
19.
That feels like a thing I'm probably not good at.
I mean, I took notes. What are we trying to remember?
Yeah, right?
I got a what?
Information.
I got a whole book of notes.
Oh, wait, and
You
guidance.
got a 25.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
18.
18. 25 would do it. That was actually the DC. You just hit it.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Jodzi gave you two pieces of information about the Tevideo. One is that Gal normally leaves the Tevideo in the custody of the plasmoids for protection. The other piece of information is that at Kalnin's assassination, the Tevideo was found, however vague that statement is, and it has not been seen since.
At whose?
At the site of his assassination.
Which one?
Kalnin Seymour.
The previous oracle.
I did know that. It just
I
the
did know that.
timeline was
Yeah.
fucking with me.
I
Missing.
mean, if we're
So
trying
that
to-
is this current timeline. As of 400 years ago,
So the last known spot was at the assassination spot.
And we
I'm
know-
sorry, not 400 years ago, 50 years
Yeah, more
ago.
like
50 years ago.
And we know the assassination happened at
In the astral plane.
to the astral plane.
Do we?
I mean,
Johnson
I
said
seem to
it
be,
hadn't
ruler of
happened
the
yet.
astral plane, so I think we can roam freely now.
Hmm?
Remember she said it hadn't happened yet in this one?
Yeah. That's why we went there.
Whatever she said, this is the truth that we have.
I mean, I've been trying to meet Callan this
Because
whole
Jordy
time.
wasn't successful in the most recent one, right? Or there was one where he wasn't successful?
He was not successful in assassinating the oracle prior to that, which was Kolema from Lorehold.
Guys, Indigo is not very insightful.
I mean,
in
we've already
time
been to the
travel.
ethereal plane. What's the astral plane, really?
Completely different.
Just hang out with some, like, mind flayers, some Githyanki, see some Arcanics.
So the Tevideo went missing in his assassination 50 years ago.
Yes.
Okay, what plane are we
Totally
in?
that.
Because now I'm getting confused.
This is the ethereal
You're back,
plane.
you're back in Arcavios, which is technically not the material plane. I don't know how that works. It's an outer plane, kind of.
We're back on
Neat.
campus.
Yeah, we're back on campus.
So we left the
Yeah.
upside down.
Correct.
Okay. Is the astral plane not all those things that I jumped through at Prismari?
You've never been to the astral plane. As a matter of fact, that is the one. Well, the ethereal plane and the astral planes are the two planes you couldn't really get through portals. Those you have to be taken to.
Right, the astral plane is on Baldur's Gate. It's not in this.
Okay. People keep saying it. I'm just trying to figure it
You
out.
keep saying it because you're confusing yourself
Okay.
with Baldur's Gate.
Not-
No,
We
we're,
don't have the astral plane.
we're
Yeah.
literally trying to go to the astral plane right now in
Yeah.
this
Oh, we
D&D
are.
session.
Yes, that astral plane. From
The
Baldur's
same
Gate.
one, yes.
Yep.
Okay. But I don't have any knowledge, Jimmy, from my Prismari teachings that
Yes, you do. You've
No,
actually been
okay.
given a couple of different pieces of information. You can either roll a history check or check your notes. What would you like
Wait,
to do?
it's not going to be where it was disappeared from.
But maybe we can find a clue.
Okay.
That's the only reason I'm hoping to go. If we can't find a clue, then I'm just going to be angry
I mean,
too.
I'd like to talk to Callan before he gets.
Yeah, you want to, so you can
He's-
come with us.
He's the stars guy.
Yeah, arguably, you need to talk to him.
Wait, we're not trying to time travel, are we?
He's assassinated, isn't he?
I don't know how. But
His archaic.
I don't want it to happen. You're the one that brought in the time travel thing.
I know.
That's on you. Okay, my question
Brian would like to use this face
So-
is,
card
does
to
this have
grant the
anything
party
to do
time travel.
with Jordy's first trial, or was this already going to be a thing? The fact that he failed the first trial. Is that why he can time travel?
No, that seems to be an innate ability.
Okay.
That's what you would have concluded.
Okay.
Yeah.
My history check is garbage, so.
Well, here's how
Well,
garbage.
he
Was it a
wants us
natural
to
one?
offer
Well,
some
you can re-roll natural ones.
I did, and I rolled a 2.
Oh, jeez.
Bless you.
All of you know at least one professor
Yeah, the
from the astral plane.
Yeah, the astral projection.
Professor Grimiak Tristledon. You also know that Mayhem is a plane shifter. Those are the 2 pieces of information I'll give you.
There it is.
yeah.
And really, many high-level mages can somehow get you there.
I wrote right here that its astral projecting district haven to teach exists in true form on the astral plane.
Great.
I wrote it right there.
Also,
He's not
said-
even at.
also
and
wrote
he projects
knows
here to
Garrett
teach,
question
so he's not even on this plane.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote.
Man, I can talk to one of the Prismari professors. Is that who that is? The
Yeah.
Prismari-
Talk
But
to
he's
the
not
dude
even
that literally
here.
lives on the astral plane would be a good start.
But he projects.
He projects here, yes.
Yeah, you can like go talk to like
Do you
what's
think
your
he has virtual office hours you could just tap into real fast?
Right.
ask if you could share a cup of tea
do.
at
I
his
really do.
home and then let him bring you to the astral.
And isn't the astral plane a big place?
I mean, it's a plane of I assume it's size large. As far as D&D is
I
concerned,
mean,
maybe
it's all fit like
humongous,
on like a
gigantic.
PowerPoint slide, so.
Yeah.
You guys are killing me, right? Okay, so
Or we could go talk to Time Guy, who's in our current college.
Should we
Jordy?
just start there?
No,
Bectus?
oh yeah,
we
the
should probably
Phoenix
talk to Bectus, and
person.
maybe he can just.
Sphinx.
I kind of think Jimmy's been hoping we would do that since he mentioned it like 4 times.
4 times.
I'm neutral. Y'all can go.
he wants to listen to us not know how this time works for the next.
One of the
10
things I'm learning
sessions.
about you guys is like simple questions could really help advance your cause. Like just literally asking anybody that has been on campus longer than you have could probably tell you if Grimiak there's a way to contact him.
Yeah.
Like I encourage simple
No,
questions.
Jimmy, let us struggle.
We're freshmen. We don't even have friends here.
Okay, here's what I propose. Maybe we divide and conquer a little bit. You all who wants to go talk to the Sphinx. What's the end? Phoenix. Whatever.
Sphinx. You're right.
Right. The Sphinx. With the caveat that whatever you learn, you will share with me. I'm gonna.
And you're gonna do what?
Obviously.
I'm gonna go find Sirs.
You're gonna go find Sirs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna take him out because like we gotta come up with a strategy.
We got to throw him off, like why we wanted the Tavedale, like.
Yeah.
I want him to know all this shit.
I think I can make an impression.
I mean, I'm
Do you need to role play your conversation with Sirs, or you got it?
Oh, I've got it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a student at Lorehold, so if we need to go talk to my dean,
I will caution you on talking to Sirs that he will try to like dupe you
plan a
and
bomb
try to
deceive you.
deceive you.
Read your mind.
So,
I think you should try to
Depending on-
seduce him, but that's just me.
I kind of thought that was your plan.
Can you bring him over to your parents' sex house?
I mean, my mom is really good with whips, but
Woo!
no.
Wow,
I mean, what if Sirs
Delta needs a
shape
moment
changed
after
into
that.
a whip?
That's problematic, right? I don't know what we can do.
I do kind of think Indigo would be more likely to go to the astral plane because that's more the Tevideo timeline.
I'm going to go with MacGruber to talk about the timelines in Vectis.
Okay, Vectis.
I'll go with Indigo.
All right, Hattie, what you doing?
Obviously, isn't it on your campus?
Where's
Yeah.
Where's Indigo
Okay,
going?
good.
We're trying to figure out how to get to the astral plane.
Garrett to try and talk to.
I'll go with you guys.
Okay.
Grimyak.
Grimyak just sold and.
All right. Sorry, I'm just pulling in pictures from all sorts of places here. So tell me again, who's going where?
Okay, MacGruber and Delta are going to Laurel campus to talk with Dean Vectis. Ovi's going to talk to Sirs. Solo mission, good for Ovi. And then
The last three.
Indigo, Garrett, Hattie are going to find/talk to Grimyak.
Wait, Obi, do you need a friend? Do you want me to go with you? Are you nervous about this, man?
Not even a little bit. I'm probably not
flex.
going to get a lot out of this, and that's fine. And we don't even need to role play it because I'm just going to tell Jimmy what I'm going to do, and then I will let you all know how it goes.
Nice. He's gonna
Let Jesse go with it. Or
You don't need
Chesney.
me to flex in the back. Ooh, yeah, you can have my dog, Obi.
Oh, can I? Okay.
Yeah.
Obi and Chip.
Jesse. It gets hairy and she just
Jesse,
doesn't
listen
listen
to Obi, okay? Whatever he says.
All right.
You gotta do it.
Let's
No back
start.
talk.
Let's start with Indigo, Garrett, and Hattie. A couple of the you grab a student who's studying that looks like they are probably too invested in the semester for week 4, and they do tell you that Professor Grimyak does have an office on one of the higher levels of Conjure Out Hall. You'll remember the kind of lower levels actually have doorways that look like they would just open out to the outside world. All of the students' dormitories are interdimensional spaces, just like Garrett's. Similar to Garrett's dive bar, only his dive bar, if he isn't in there, if nobody's in there, it ceases to exist, right? So he can keep his belongings in these. But he does have, there is a office kind of on a higher level. As you knock on it, you open up, and really there is a empty room with there's a hawk that is on a pedestal there, and it has a little hood on it, almost as if
Is
it
that
is.
the fire alarm?
No!
Oh,
Shelby!
Jesus Christ.
Are you
Risk
okay?
it. What?
I hope it's just everyone peeking out of the room going, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's when you look at everyone else that's also staying at the hotel.
The one other guest is smoking in the room.
I mean, there's a restaurant. Everyone at the restaurant looks super unfazed, so.
Nobody trusts fire alarms.
I
Nobody.
know,
No.
seriously.
But then if one person runs
And
out,
we're-
everyone goes.
Yeah.
I do.
Sorry,
I
okay, that's done now.
Really?
Okay.
Oh man, a hospital.
Yeah.
It's
Cool
like
as a
daily.
cucumber.
How rad.
So y'all see this hawk with the hood on it sitting in the middle of an open room.
Hi, we're looking to speak with Professor Grimyak.
You see the hawk kind of shake a little bit, caw a couple times. It looks like nothing happens. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, you see this this figure who you've seen once before pop out into existence. Kind of behind him is trailing this kind of spiderweb mist kind of into the middle of nothing as he, this yellow alien looking dude comes and stands in the room and looks at all of you. And he says, "Students, it's quite late to be up at night. Is something wrong?"
God, it's late.
I wave and say, "Hey, Professor Grimyak, sorry for interrupting so late. We just wanted to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Garrett, it's very good to see you. I was hoping you'd come by and say hello.
Yeah, these are my friends. This is Indigo,
Hi.
and this is Hattie.
Yes, I remember from your trial. You all did quite well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's probably me.
We were wondering, we just wanted to try to learn a little bit more about the astral plane.
Well, that is my specialty. What do you want to know?
We want to know more
I
about what
kind
happened
of looked
during
at Indigo and Hattie, and I'm like, like, how do we work this?
assassination of Calvin.
His, he has these alien features, and you're trying to see if he's expressing emotion the same way that you would expect. You do get there's a sense of like, okay, that's kind of out of left field. He's like,
Shit.
well, I mean, the history books are not completely devoid of this information, but you've correctly surmised Professor or the Oracle, Count Singors, was killed on the astral plane while he was there. He was actually the one to parlay with the Gith, and was actually making quite a bit of progress. The Gith is his race, basically alien beings that fly on these cool like hover ships and surfboards in the astral plane.
And so to parlay with it.
So all of the oracles are basically trying to make these parlays and treaties with all of the planes of existence. The goal is for Strixhaven to be the most well-connected entity in the multiverse.
Okay, continue.
Can people travel to and from the astral plane easily? It seems like that'd be challenging.
Well, it's rightfully so. It is challenging, but it's not uncommon. As a matter of fact, many times in my classes we go to visit the astral plane. That's not till much later in the semester. Why did you need to know this right now?
We just kind of have trouble sleeping. Don't really have much concept of time.
I don't believe you.
I think we just have concerns.
Concerns.
Concerns?
So...
Are you
so
looking
that-
to travel to the astral plane?
I think we have concerns that some not good people are traveling to the astral plane.
Well,
And
there's some not good people there. I wouldn't be too worried. The Gith Yankee are pretty formidable.
Okay, back to the question I was asking. So he was trying to parlay with the Gith, and so what happened? Who assassinated him and how?
And no one was there until much later, until after it was all done. He was apparently ambushed on his own by a group, and he fought back fairly valiantly. I mean, if you haven't guessed, the oracles have access to quite a bit of magic, but help just arrived too late. It does look like, as the stories go, it does look like he fought them pretty valiantly. There were a lot of irrecoverable bodies in the space. I mean, I've spoken with his archaic before.
That's what happens when you die. You become an archaic.
That's what he wants to get to.
They're still
They,
sentient, though.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a lot of information, though. They seem to be filtering through quite a bit of information. You know how the oracles work after they die. They basically absorb the memories for thousands of years of every oracle that's ever existed. So they're sifting through a lot of information to get.
do we know who assassinated him?
No, nobody's really been able to recover that information. Or how they knew he was there. The oracles are notoriously difficult to find. They tend to not really associate themselves with Strixhaven until they're sure that parlays are in place. So I think that's part of the big mystery is how did they even know? I can tell you based on the battle strategies, I'm fairly certain it wasn't the Gith.
Okay.
Do we know if anything was found at the site of his assassination?
I mean, very little is really known after that fact. His body was brought back, and his spirit lived on as an archaic there. I mean, really, I think that's another mystery, is who even knew that it had happened. Really, I'm trying to think of how much information I want to give you right now.
We're asking the question.
All of it. You're asking the questions. When we heard, this happened before I was a professor here, so all I can really tell you are the stories. As far as I understand, Dean Pellinistra had a contingent of people that were there and just arrived too late. She was the one that ultimately brought his body back.
So how did people know? Why did they say that they saw the Tevideo there?
I don't know what you're
Who
talking
said
about.
I've heard legends that
Good.
the Tevideo was last seen at the assassination, but who was there to see it?
That's a really good question. I have found very few students that even know what that is. I'll admit my knowledge base is very, very limited on that. I don't think the Steter, other than Professor Contraption, I think we just assumed the others' items were myths.
Yeah. I guess it is just a myth.
Well, I guess Shadrick Silverquill does show up and use his crown in public.
Oh.
But by and large, like, no one's seen
You said Professor Contraption knows about them, though?
Yeah, because his gloves are quite impressive.
Yeah. Okay, just a random question though. That was.
I mean, if you've heard that's a new legend that I have not heard the details of.
No.
Okay.
Must have been just a legend.
That was very helpful. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Sure.
Again, sorry to...
Well, I hope later in the semester we can maybe go there together and I can show you around. It's quite the educational experience. I feel like everyone should have a thorough knowledge of the astral plane and its significance in the greater multiverse.
Yeah. What are you doing after the Quandrix showdown? Spectacular.
Teaching.
My job.
Okay. I thought it'd be cool.
Are you hitting on him? What's happening?
Yeah, you're like not dating students. That's what you're asking.
Wrong college. Wrong college.
I'll ask about this college later.
Thanks, Professor. I'll see you in class. We'll head out.
Nice to meet you.
Good. Well, have a good night. You see his body as you all turn to leave. He kind of waits to make sure you kind of safely make it out the door. He kind of lovingly strokes his hawk, waves his hand, the door closes, and whoosh, you hear this whoosh on the other side.
I turn to my people. I'm like, I feel like we should talk to Pellinistra. She was the last one there or she was the first one there maybe after the Oracle was assassinated.
Yeah.
So maybe she knows something.
Okay, let's switch gears here and go to MacGruber and Delta. So you hop a carriage from Prismari back to Lorehold campus, and you in the I get all these names mixed up. Kalema Hall. Dean Bectus, you'll remember, is kind of underneath it. So you have the big entryway lined with all of the talking statues, and you come up kind of on this cold, deserty night. You remember where her office is. You kind of go down several flights of stairs, kind of into the bowels of the kind of Moroccan-style hall, and you knock on the door to Dean Bectus. The door opens almost immediately, like second knock, it kind of opens, and you hear this smooth, kind of alto female voice say, "Come in, Mecklen-Gruber."
This is not the first time this has happened to me on Lorehold, because Vicor
Have
did
you
this
been
to me as
into
well.
a professor's bedroom?
Office?
Or lair. Let's call it a sphinx
I
lair.
mean, either or at that point. I mean,
Yeah, whatever time in the night.
anyway,
Delta, be cool. Come on.
I look at you and I say,
Delta
"Hi."
Yellrose is, of course, welcome to join us as well.
Hello.
You walk in and you see this. You remember kind of where you did your trial was kind of a room behind a room. So this is more kind of her lair, but you see drippy, waxy candles all over the place. And you see, you don't get the sense that she really sleeps or eats or kind of anything. You see a lot of runic patterns all over the room on the circles and Venn diagrams and kind of these strange kind of glyphs and whatnot. But you do see the head,
Wow.
kind of the head and torso of a woman, long golden green hair, body of a lion, wings.
Body, tan, face.
And you see her, she's actually kind of sitting comfortably in a corner. I love this picture because she's sipping tea and reading a book. I couldn't find any other picture I liked more than this. So this is Dean Bectus. Why not?
I would just say, good evening, Dean Bectus. I presume you were expecting us.
I had my suspicions.
Glad we could accommodate.
It is late, however, and there's a big day tomorrow with the expo.
Feels like every day's a big day here, Dean.
That's well said.
So, you know
Can I
why...
call you Dean?
So you know why we need to kind of pick your brain about the passage of time.
Just timelines in general. How do they work?
Timelines. Well, something happens, and then after that, more happens.
Yeah.
I might need you to get more specific.
That makes sense.
Well, we've recently...
Did somebody write that down?
Things happen, then more things happen. Got it.
How does... can people travel between timelines?
There you go.
I can. And I could take you. Of course, my range is only about 10 years. Most Sphinx really only have the ability to go about 10 years before and back, and select few other creatures, the gods, of course. But by and large, most of us. But chronomancy is a very rare and understudied art.
Could we go further back if we went to the Snarl?
She looks at you and she's like,
Why did...
that's an astute observation. And she kind of, you get the sense that like, she hasn't thought about that. It is possible that if I were close enough to a Snarl, I could extend the reach.
By like hundreds of years?
Whoa.
You see her like going to, like she stands up and she starts to pace the runes, and she kind of starts stepping on various runes, and all around the room, whoosh, these kind of like incredibly complex geometric kind of things with all these runes kind of go over, and they kind of triangulate against kind of one another. Like the room starts to become a little chaotic, but in this like fourth, fifth dimensional kind of shit, right? And like what's touching what and what's kind of going to who, and you see her kind of calculating what that would look like, and says, well, it's all theory, of course, and the Snarls are by definition fairly chaotic. The truth is I couldn't guarantee anything, but I will tell you I'm not in the habit of traveling students through time. What value of that would that be to you?
We've recently discovered time travel. We went and spoke to the Oracle.
You've discovered time travel.
Not personally. We've discovered another student has that ability.
You're talking about Jordy Knackles. Yeah, that's his display at your trial was shocking for many of us.
And we're just really confused on how that happens.
Well, his sorceress magic is unpredictable and wild. Who knows why some are gifted with chronomancy. He does not appear to know anything about it since being
About
here.
life, really. I mean,
Well, since you brought Jordy up, do you know anything about his enrollment here? Like how he was proffered to the college?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Like, how did he become a student here?
Well, he was recruited by conventional means. I'll be honest, with as many students as we have here, I didn't specifically look into his path here. I was a part of planning his trial, which he didn't complete. However, again, chronomancy being what it is, and the advocacy of Professor Jojira Narkales, who agreed to mentor him and try to bring him up to speed, it seemed wise for us to keep him here and try to guide him through.
what professor is taking him under his wing?
Jojo.
Professor Jojira Narkales, he began this year. He is our professor of sociology. He is extensively well-traveled and adds quite a bit to our college. He's had fantastic few weeks thus far. Students have found his teachings to be very enlightening.
Yeah, he sounds fascinating. He looks fascinating, too.
Got me. So our problem is we're trying to consolidate time. It's fractured in so many ways, and we would like
Allegedly.
to go to the events where those fracturings occurred and prevent them from happening. We don't think these fractures are benefiting our current selves. You included the College of Strixhaven.
So these deviation points that you reference, this is not the first time in history that chronomancy has shown itself, and typically an unbridled and unaccountable chronomancer who does have the ability to freely jump through time can wreak havoc. It's possible that our current timeline is the effect of who knows how many are part. However, if records are to be correct, it's very, very rare. I think that's why Mr. Knackles was invited to be a part of this, is for us to try and guide him in the most noble and most beneficial uses of his gift. A chronomancer, though, that goes back to deviation points, what you need to know is that the timelines are gone. Anything that happens in the past becomes the new reality. And anything that is changed, the truth is we wouldn't know if something were changed. This is the reality that our minds and our realities could possibly understand. Time could have been changed 100, 1,000 times over. And this is the reality your mind would know. Something happened, your memories, you would have never lived the life you're living now. If someone were to change time, the new life that results from whatever consequences of those actions is the only reality that any of you would know.
So if we go back to change time,
Which is highly inadvisable.
which we're not doing, but if someone were to do that, this wouldn't be happening.
You would have to go prior to the event or the moment of the event and change the reality. But I warn you, you can snuff out your own existence that way. butterfly effect would suggest one ripple can cause many tidal waves down the line.
Yeah,
As always, unless somehow one is excluded or protected from it, which is no known magic to my knowledge, short of the temporal exclusion spells.
I just instinctively just rub my brow.
She looks at you and she's like, and I'm just now remembering,
Yeah,
she
knows.
saw these, right?
Yeah.
She knows exactly what this is. She's like, the chances, I'm going to amend this just a little bit because of course she didn't know this. It's still highly experimental, but the tattoos that do exclude you from this could mean that you actually have memories of both timelines, similar to how you did in the trials. You'll remember your classmates had no memory of the previous version of what happened, and yet you did.
Yeah, we're just trying to dot our I's and cross our T's before we even attempt to go address.
Philosophically, time is always forward. You can go back. You never get back to any timeline that existed before, because everything that has happened has happened.
Yeah.
And you going back to change it is an iteration forward, never back.
Yes.
Those are lost. And the more that time is messed with, the messier all of this becomes.
How would you recommend dealing with would you call him a
Chronomancer?
chronomancer without amplifying the fractures in time? We're not trying to combat the possibility of change with more change.
If you tried to go back and interfere at all, change would happen. I think that's why, just like anybody, we hope for a nobility, an admirability in the personality. The worst you could have is a devious, selfish, or even worse, self-righteous individual with these powers who believes it is beholden to them to right wrongs.
What if our current reality, though, is because of someone going in the future back in time?
No, you're not there, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's that's all we've been.
She's just laying in bed right now, just thinking.
Thinking.
It's like, what if?
It's a sidebar, it pans to.
That's exactly how I don't fall asleep. You're right. You're right.
If it's information that you seek, and my belief, and you see her kind of look at the door and it slams itself kind of behind with you in there, almost as if she's kind of trying to guarantee some privacy. The Vitae Prius is a very powerful item, and it was gifted to Lorehold as a way to not visit the past, but to view the past, to learn from the past. Now, few know this, but the staff actually doesn't exist in the present day. The last known wielder of it, and Lorehold, Bellamachus Lorehold himself was very generous with his item, was the Oracle Kolema. Kolema, this is again known to very few, believed that it could fall into the wrong hands, and after a particular assassination attempt against his life, decided to time lock it into his time, meaning that the staff is irretrievable in the present moment. It may have simply just never existed. It's never been permitted to move beyond his time.
Which, was that the 50?
No, it's
It's
Calvin
like
Columbus
18.
before
It's
that.
like 1850, something like that.
Years ago?
No, the year 1,850. So almost 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, 1850 kilometers.
And then we're in what,
That's the
28,
present
49?
time.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
That's the third time.
So the staff allows you to view the past, but we have to travel to the past to get the staff?
We'd have to time walk it, whatever that means.
That is above our pay grade. Sorry, we're just monologuing. We do this. This is our thought process.
You see the Sphinx, and the eyes of the Sphinx kind of go black, and you see this like these lights go across its eyes. The room kind of begins to spin with these kind of almost kind of vertical lines of light that kind of get closer together and farther away. And you begin to see the runes in the room start to circle around. And you can't really tell, like, it's a little kind of vertigo-ish. You're not really knowing kind of what's up, what's down. And you see it go one way, and then all of a sudden, you see it kind of flip back and go the other way. And then everything kind of dies down and goes back to the candlelit room. I can't hear you, Shelby. You talking?
She just wants to see her cat.
I'm trying to get Brian to show
Oh.
me my cat. It's fine.
Sorry, I thought I wasn't answering your question. And she's like, it's Dean Velomakis has confided in me that there are some serious threats against the school, and I'm under directives to assist you however possible. There is virtually no other scenario where I would offer this. If you need to go back and claim that to complete the task that you have been given, the snarl might be a way that I can get you, but I will tell you I could not get you back.
Understanding. I mean, that's the gamble, right? I don't know if at this time the staff is worth that risk, but it may be sooner than I want it to be. I appreciate the offer.
I need to, let me retcon something real quick because I'm just realizing I didn't have it written in these notes, but I'm just remembering. She could get you there. It's not that she couldn't get you back. She could get you there for 24 hours.
Okay.
That's the mechanic that I built in. The magic would allow you 24 hours in the past, and if you were to, you would have to convince Kalema to break the enchantment and allow you to return to the present with it.
Okay.
Sounds like a mission.
Alright.
Oh crap, I don't want you to have this information.
Not yet.
It's too late.
I'm the only reason we have this information.
That's true.
Because
Good
I'm
job.
working with Dr. V. I'll kind of just download to Dean Bectus kind of my own worries that I gave to Professor Vicor of just like the gravity. I mentioned Vicor mentioning the divination is wrong. You can't read the stars there. Like time has been altered. And just kind of been like, yeah, I think soon I may need to call upon that favor, and I may have more friends than just Delta.
Maybe.
That's a little tumultuous right now. I won't get this. It's college, you know.
He's gotten himself into some trouble here.
But I vouch for that. I mean, I think we're going up against something that has more means than we do, and we're still just scratching the surface of.
Noted.
thank her for her time. I don't think I have any further questions except the same one, or a variation of the one I asked Jodsy of just, you've seen, how old is Dingbeck, I assume?
They are like ageless.
Yeah.
I mean,
Seen substantial
almost
things.
demigod-like. Yeah.
Just shoot me straight. Knowing what you know this evening, do we even have a chance?
As long as you can still make choices, you have a chance. Lorehold is about the past. History, learning, people. Future, I like to leave the future up to you. Vicor would be your best bet if you really want to know what's coming, but
I have enough to deal with what's happened. I don't.
let me ask you this. If you knew that it would fail, would you even try?
Yes.
Then why not go with that?
You have to.
Assume it's not set in stone. Every chance is a failure if you don't take it. I was trying to think of a medieval way to say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
As the Oracle before Clemo, Michael Jordan
Right?
said. I would exchange my pleasantries of apologizing for the time of night. Thank
That's
her.
a lot to think about.
Yeah, were you even there? Yeah.
And then, reiterate.
Circus.
If I need to go back, I will give her a notice.
Okay. No, that isn't something that will be easy to do spontaneously.
Correct.
Or notice
Yeah.
the best. But I have my way about these things. Good night, Mr. Gruber.
We appreciate
Miss
the help,
Yellowrose.
thank you.
All right, armed with your knowledge. So I'm trying to figure out how you and Chessie are going to go about locating Sirs.
Is there an inner office mail system?
So it's more because of how the rooms are connected. You can pretty much like do the mirror on the wall thing, communication between rooms. Again, you have to pick up. You can't just like spy into people's spaces.
Would it leave a message?
No. I've not thought through the mail system. I've always thought of is more like Hogwarts, like letters. You can like enchant little letters to kind of send themselves.
I'm going to invite Sirs to tea.
When?
Well, at a reasonable hour, like the following morning or whatever, at my place.
Okay. Tell me the letter that you or the message invitation that you send him.
Very polite and very formal. Mr. Sirs, we've not had the opportunity to talk more. It seems beneficial that we do so. Please come to and I give him my room number. At this time, I will provide tea.
Okay.
Looking forward to it. Very, very.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
That's fine. This is his opportunity. He can take it or I can step up. So, persuasion.
Yeah.
I am going to guidance myself because it's doing that. I always do it the wrong one. So twice. First one is a 26. The second one's a 28.
I will say that you get a letter back about an hour later. And it says, I respect a death wish. I'll meet you at Bo's Inn Tavern in the middle of breakfast at a table in the middle of the room.
Fair.
Okay. As you wake up early the next morning, you see Sirs.
But Jack.
He is jacked.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Just a
like,
Swallosaurus.
he went from kind of scrawny-ish, sleazy, slimy to full-on Captain America busting out of his, robes. He has a tea set on the table. It has a tea, but he has not poured it. He hasn't touched anything. He is sitting there, leg crossed over, kind of arm draped over a chair, as relaxed as you could imagine him.
So, thank you. Nice of you. What tea did you bring?
It could be whatever you want, sir.
Same.
Mr. Sirs, by the way. You know we're both freshmen together.
There's no reason not to be respectful. I've been admiring your skills for a while.
I bet you have.
Why particularly the spider? That was a very clever touch.
Thank you. It's come in handy. I assume it's destroyed at this point.
Of course.
Of course. Well, I mean, better late than never, right? And you see him kind of magically mage hand the tea, kind of pour it in, kind of prestidigitates a hand over it, takes a sip.
This
Why?
is me miming the tea.
Why us?
Why you? Why not you? Ovi, I understand a little bit of your family, and
TV.
my entire young life, people like you and your family have just simply been the most reasonable people to take advantage of, because you have so much, and so little of it seems to trickle down to the rest of us. Of course, in your household, I know trickling is, maybe something not uncommon, but,
I don't know. It feels like it.
I'm going to
You
channel
may.
divinity, and there's going to be two Ovies at the table. And both of us are going to lean in very close. Like, as seductively close as possible. I want to be very close to his lips and say, I always admire somebody who uses their skills to get where they need to be. Problem is, my friend, you've mistaken some snakes. You think that they're little things in the ground, but we're really dragons, and you just bit the wrong person. So, as much as I would like this to be a hello, this is your only warning. I need you to stay away and pretend you never heard anything. And I also need you to make a wisdom save, not because you can stop this effect, but to know whether or not I did it or not. DC 15.
do this. Make an intelligence check for me. Straight intelligence check.
Straight intelligence.
And can you tell me the effect that you're using? Just the language of it?
Yes, I can. 1 second. I can't do two
Like
things at once.
metaphorically dragons, okay?
Intelligence is... Oh, shit. That was really low. It was a 4.
Okay.
But this is my bard trait. So it is called Words of Terror.
Okay.
Once per short rest, I can speak to a humanoid alone for 1 minute, and it will become frightened of you or any other creatures of your choice. If it fails the wisdom saving throw, If it fails a wisdom saving throw of DC 15 for 1 hour or until its allies damage attack. If the target succeeds, it is not aware of you use this ability.
Okay. And what does it look like when you use this ability?
I would imagine he hears my words, but suddenly it sounds a little bit demonic, like there's more, like a deeper, higher things happening simultaneously, and I know it only lasts for an hour, but...
So as you do this threat, it seems to have no effect on him whatsoever.
Okay.
And he looks at you, and he's like, "You might be dragons, but you're outnumbered. And you might be dragons, but who knows if you're on the right side. We might be allies, or more." And he leans in to kiss you, and an illusory face goes through you, and the major image drops.
There's nobody there?
There's nobody there.
Fucking hell, why didn't I think to check that?
You realize the mage hand has been doing all of the work at the table.
Got him.
I'm dead.
Jared's like, "Okay, I'm not the only one."
You do know the range on major image, though, means that he probably is in the room somewhere.
A shapeshifter in the room.
I'm going to do I know we're out of time. I'm going to do a quick perception check and see
Do
if
it.
I can see him.
Can other people see this person that he's talking to, or does he look like he's... Okay.
And
If
I'm
only
going to
you
give
would've
myself
just-
guidance.
Brushed lips and really
Why don't you
broke
give
the
it-
illusion.
Earlier in the conversation. Wow.
So that's a 16, I think.
Well, you beat him. You actually beats it. You see him leaving there, and he makes eye contact with you, blows you a kiss, and leaves the room.
What?
You know that the message was received, that he had to be mentally present, and so he heard and had that exchange with you. He just physically was somewhere else.
Actually, as soon as he makes eye contact, I need to make an intelligence save.
I have to?
Yes.
Well, I gotta pull up his stats here.
1 second here. I think it's intelligence. Sorry, it's a Constitution saving throw, which, given that he has that, it's fine.
What's his name? Sirs. I just need to see what his modifier is. Constitution?
Yes.
19. To save.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I failed,
Okay.
guys. I tried.
I don't know, the message got across. You know him, he
That
knows
was
you.
great.
Appreciate
No,
it.
Not gonna lie,
I
that was
wanted
pretty
to know
great.
why he was targeting us. And I asked that, and he didn't answer, and I thought, you know what, we're just going to wrap this up.
Make one more perception check for
I
me.
mean, you figure out he is part of an organization of some kind.
Sure, but
Last perception, and you can guidance yourself on this.
yeah, it's going to be terrible because I don't know why.
Actually, what's your passive?
My passive is like 18.
Of perception?
Passive perception is 15.
15, I'll give you this. As he blows you the kiss, you see just under his cuff a silver, or a tattoo.
Yep.
That
Like on
you've
a-
seen before.
Yeah, the burning on yours. Okay.
Okay.
Who wore it
Serves as part
better?
of the orc.